guys? Welcome back to another video. Tonight we got Thursday Night Football, Dallas versus the Giants, and let's just get into some of these picks already. So both teams have been a little shaky. Giants looked better last week, but the Cowboys are definitely struggling. I think this has sneaky shootout potential. I do kind of expect the Cowboys to have a lead and stay control of the game, but I would not be surprised if this game was like in the 30s, mid 20s for both teams. So first pick, let's go into Rico Dowdle fantasy score. So pull up Dowdle. So over 9 fantasy scores. So as you can see, over 55.5 rushing plus receiving yards, 2 receptions are all favored to go over. So if we go into Rico Dowdle, sorry if you can hear my dog. People are outside, but so 2024, he's only been over 1 game. But the reason why I'm liking this is because if we look at the snap counts, like rushing attempts, rushing share. So he got 50% last week compared to 33% and 32% the first 2 weeks. And the reason why he's getting more volume in the rushing game is simply just because Zeke is bad. He's just not the same Cowboys running back as we know. And I expect Rico Dowdle this week to take a bigger lead in the running game and in the receiving game. I just think he gets an expanded role starting this week. The books think that too. Under 10 rushing yards, but if we go in the chalkboard, we got this at minus 109, and right now the line's all the way up to 10. So crazy value if you're in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord zone already, we send out free picks, free community to downfield dread, good chef. Last night we cashed a 2.5x on better and a little 3x on chalkboard. We're always scanning for value on the market, seeing where the best picks are. So be sure to join. It's free. Can't beat free. But anyways, let's get into Rico Dowdle again. The reason why I like this is just because I just think he sees expanded workload against a easier matchup against the Giants compared to the other games he's played, the Saints and the Ravens. And we see right here, so rushing yards allowed, they're 24th. Receiving yards allowed to running backs, they're 25th. So bottom 5, bottom 7, bottom 8 defenses for the Giants to running backs. An expanded workload in full PPR. I think he can get 9 fantasy score for us for the first pick. So let's get into the second one. Devin Singletary, more than 2.5 receptions. So let's pull up Singletary right here. So over 2.5 receptions. He's a bigger part of this offense than what most people thought. Most books minus 120, minus 130. We can see DGF has it at minus 127. Let's pull up Devin Singletary. So, if I think that the Giants are going to play a little bit from behind, I don't really know if it's going to be a blowout. I think it will be a lot closer than what people think. But let's pull up over 2.5 receptions. Dallas is running is like bottom 10 in receptions allowed to running backs. Devin Singletary is obviously a running back. 2024, 4-4 in this one dud game against Washington. He's getting the targets and he's catching all of his targets for the most part. And the Giants are passing more than they're running right now. So we can even see target share. He's 4th on the team as a running back. So I think he's in a good spot in like 2 minutes and 4 minute drills to catch passes for Daniel Jones. Really their only other options on offense is Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson. I know it says Darius Slayton's right here, but he's been the go. So it's really just these two and Devin Singletary as the most productive offensive players. And I just think check downs for Daniel Jones and the matchup favors Devin Singletary. The books favors Devin Singletary. And when you're trying to predict 5 picks for one game, it can get hard, but we do our best. So Devin Singletary, 2.5. Game script fits the role. Game spread fits the role. Receiving work in the pass fits the role. So let's get into Ezekiel Elliott right here. Man, it's sad to see that he's a cone now. Just not the same player, but it's all right. So we can just take his under on rushing yards, 27.5. So honestly, longest rush attempt. Yeah, I don't hate longest rush either. I didn't see this on the board, so if his rushing yards drops down, I don't know if this is on PrizePicks. It might be on Underdog, so we might be looking at this for another slip. But I definitely don't hate this. He's usually just only on goal line work, and he's not athletic enough anymore to break off long runs. So let's get into Zeke, under 27.5. So he went over this first game where he was receiving – he got 10 rush attempts in a game where they were winning. But we can see after this week, 6 in a blowout and 3. Also, they were playing from behind. But he still only saw 3 rushing attempts, which is very, very low. I just think Rico Dowdle is taking over this back role, this running back room. And if I think Rico's going over fantasy score, he's going to get the rushing attempts. He's going to get the rushing yards. That just leaves Zeke to just be the odd man out. He's not athletic anymore. It is a good matchup, but I just don't think he has the role to really go over 27.5. He's just not the same guy. He's really slow. You can see on the screen, and I don't think Rico Dowdle is some transcendent talent, but the Cowboys definitely think he's better than Zeke right now, and they're playing him more than Zeke, so I just expect that trend to continue into this week. So let's get into Malik Neighbors, over 71.5 receiving yards. So I don't even think I showed the odds for Zeke, so let me do that for y'all. Yeah, so under 27.5, minus 122. All these books just have it at 26.5, and might not seem like a 1 yard difference is a lot, but when you're only scraping a couple yards per carry, that can add up. That's about 1 yard out of 24 yards. It's a big percentage. It's not like a 1 yard bump from 100 yards. It's very low. So yeah, like I said, under longest rush, you can also take that too, but I didn't see that on the board, so I guess we can look. It is here. So when I made the slip, I don't think it was. So yeah, I definitely don't hate that if you want to plug that in instead. But let's get into Malik Neighbors. Odell is back, and his name is Malik Neighbors. So 127 against Washington, pretty bad defense, but 78 against a good defense in Cleveland. So I do like to see that he's putting up numbers, and then 66 against probably the best defense in the NFL right now. I know this says 5th, but I really believe this is only 5th because the Ravens ran the ball, I think, like 75% of snaps, and the Saints were just ahead. So I think this receiving yards allowed number is kind of skewed. This defense is definitely not the same without Dan Quinn as their defensive coordinator. And if we just look at target share, 38% of the target share is absolutely absurd for a rookie. And, no offense to Wan'Dale Robinson, I think he's actually a fine football player. But when your number 2 is Wan'Dale Robinson, you're the clear alpha in this offense. So, obviously, there's not a lot to go over. 127, 78. He's only played 3 games in the NFL. If I pull up Neighbors on DGF, over 72.5. Actually, we have it at 71.5, right? Yeah, we have it at 71.5. So I will also try to find something else for y'all for this, but in the Discord. But you can see 70.5 minus 126 minus 120. I'm not worried about a 2-yard difference at this high of a line, especially DraftKings minus 120 at 71.5, which is the line we got it at. But yeah, man, this kid's electric. One of the best wide receivers in the game right now, and I just think this matchup is better than what Outlier's telling me. The Giants might be playing for behind, or I just don't think there's a world where the Giants are actually ahead and dominating this game. It's either gonna be close throughout, or they're gonna have to play catch up a little bit. So, game script and odds favor Malik Neighbors. It's already bumped. I sent this in the Discord before I started recording. So if you're in the Discord, you beat the bumps. Congratulations. If you're not, get in here as soon as possible. So, let's pull up CD Lamb fantasy score for the last pick. You can see over 17.5. All these books. They take in all the accounts for receptions, yards, possible touchdowns. So 18.3, 17.9. We're getting a little discount, 17.5. Honestly, this doesn't look too great for this season. You can see he had 40 in a game last year, but only went over once when he caught that touchdown against New Orleans. He is favored for a touchdown, so if we pull up 2023, though, he was on an absolute roll, just crushing this line ever since, like, post-bye week, I guess. I don't really know when their bye week was. But, ever since the second half of the season, he was just absolutely crushing with Dak, and I just think this defense in particular of the Giants, just isn't great. You can see they're 22nd in receptions allowed. CeeDee Lamb is a good possession guy. I wonder if there's a way if I can pull up if they won by 6, 50%. Like if he went over when he caught touchdowns or fantasy score. I don't know. But, when you're favored to catch a touchdown and you're a good possession guy in a game, I pulled this up because I can't see all the numbers. But against New York, historically, he's averaging 18.9 PPR fantasy points per game. He's been over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 8 games, 5 out of 8. So good hit rate in a favorable matchup. A game that I do think they'll lead, but they're passing at an all-time rate right now. Let's pull up reception yards. They're throwing 70% of the time. So when you have 20% of the target share and you're throwing 68% of the time in, let's see, 2024, when you're seeing, how many targets is this? 7, 10, 7, 7. I think he could see upwards of 8 targets. And, CeeDee Lamb's always open. So definitely don't hate. Someone's got to score for this offense, and I think CeeDee Lamb has one of his breakout games this week. He looked pretty frustrated with Dak last week. I think with an easier matchup, a game that they shouldn't be playing from behind, I think this is the CeeDee Lamb breakout game. So these are the 5 picks for Thursday Night Football. Get in the Discord. There's let me pull it up. There's better discounts. So Jake Ferguson for yards, Malik Neighbors receptions. There's no reason not to be on multiple books. The more discounts you get, the more chances you have to make money. So there's also an underdog 30% boost. I got Malik Neighbors targets cooking up a slip. Will be sent to the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord already, join when you watch this video. Be the first link in the description. Be the first link in the comments. And let's make some money tonight. Let's go.